Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I'm your host, Michelle Dawsbird, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a wonderful and beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta. Fall is in the air. I felt like wearing something in the pumpkin color or family today, just feeling real fallish and festive. It's just a beautiful day, and there's a lot of things that are going on as always. It's been a rough 6 months, and we're slowly getting ready to close this year out. But today we just wanted to just talk about how beautiful we are and just talk about fashion and just kind of lighten up the mood a bit, because there are some things that are still very important to us. We still have to take care of ourselves, our wellness, and sometimes fashion is part of that, especially for us as women. And we're going to talk about that. I got two ladies that I respect very highly in the space of fashion, but before I introduce them, I wanted to give a little background to those new listeners that are checking us out today about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about creatively collaborating and connecting to raise awareness regarding issues that impact us as women. And we do it by way of community service. We do it through public speaking, mentoring. We've had workshops, and we do it through this platform, which is the arts, the media piece. This has been really great and close to me the last couple of years, because I have the opportunity to invite people here that I feel are pretty knowledgeable about the topic for the day. And we talk about it. We talk about the challenges, the objectives, and we talk about tools and ways that we can improve ourselves in every area of our life. And today is no different. Again, just wanted to just lighten up the mood a bit, because we're still in the space of the pandemic and COVID-19, and things haven't changed. And we have this pressure about voting. Everybody has to go and vote, and we understand the importance of that with the election about a month away, less than a month away. Those things have not changed. But again, our health and wellness is still very important. And you know what? We've been in the house for 6 months. We might have lost our fashion edge and style and technique. And we need to talk about these things, because we ain't going to be in these houses forever. We're going to get back out. And so we need to make sure that our fashion and our wardrobe and our styling has not lost its space. So today we're talking about fashion from our perspective. Our perspective. Yes, 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 yes. We're not going to look at it from any other way but our perspective. And I have two beautiful ladies with me today. On the phone via Zoom, I have the wonderful, incomparable Greta Wallace. And in the studio with me, I have the only one, Camille. Hi, ladies. Hi.
Hi there. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Glad to have you. Glad to have you both. I met
you.
Greta through Camille a couple of weeks ago, and I just fell in love. And I said, I gotta have you on the show. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. So just a little bit of background about yourself, Greta, if you don't mind. Just share with the people a little bit about yourself.
Hey, everybody. It's such an honor to be here today. You know, every day is fashion day. It's all how you look at it. It's all the impact that you'd like to make on every day, for you first and for the community after. I am from Trinidad and Tobago, in a small village called Moruga, where I grew up and then came to America and continued my journey as of right now. I just moved to Atlanta, and fashion is very important to my family because they made everything. So everything started with something made, homegrown, and fantastic for me, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you what that looks like, what that feels like, and what that should be like for so many of us.
Awesome.
So thank you so much. It's great to be here and looking forward to evolving with you today.
Awesome. Thank you, Greta. Camille, only one, beautiful one. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me again as a guest.
Always, always. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. The last time you were here, we talked about your travels, but I don't know if they really know your fashion side. But share with us today.
Yes, I was a stylist for many years, for over 15 plus years. I was doing fashion, styling, wardrobe styling, prop styling for movies, entertainment, artists for many years in Atlanta, New York. And when I decided to move, that took a back seat of my career, but I still have it inside of me. It never goes, you know, and it's just about expressing yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Greta, let me ask you this. How and when did you get involved with fashion? You said it's been a part of your family, so you've grown up with fashion being very important in your household, correct?
Very much so, very much so. Coming from the Caribbean, it's very important to every household.
Yeah.
They believe in wash, starch, and iron. They believe in the only piece that you have, make sure it's well kept. And I've had that ever since.
Okay.
Everything was made, and my mom sewed, my uncle and my aunt, and all the neighboring seamstresses. So I've always had beautiful dresses as a child. I was told so many beautiful stories about the remnants of fabric that was given to my mother, and she made me beautiful dresses, and my brother beautiful shirts and shorts. So it's in my DNA.
Yeah.
Cool, great stuff, fun stuff, colorful, and it's important. It's important to the spirit.
What was your first professional engagement? Like, when were you actually paid to do something, whether it was style or produce something? When did that happen for you, Greta? Do you remember?
Oh my God.
That's a good question.
30 years ago? 30 years ago at least?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was doing some styling for Lilius White in the theater district in New York. And she always come on the edge. What you got? Everything is on the edge for many people in the industry, you know, so you always have to be prepared. And most times you don't know what they're looking for, but you know what you have that will benefit them, unknowing to them. You know what you have, and it's always a win-win, because they don't see what I see.
Yeah.
They don't see themselves in my eyes.
Right.
I have a vision, and I'm able to share that with them, and it's like, voila, oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all in the things that you never think about. But the stylist, like Camille, traveling, finding fabulousness, no one knows until she comes back with all the goodies.
Yeah.
Same difference, you know?
Yeah, absolutely right. Camille, you said 15 years ago was when you kind of started, you were doing it?
No, I started way before
Way
then.
before then,
I
really?
started styling way before then.
Okay.
But I did it for about 15 years,
Okay.
15, 20 years.
Okay.
And then when I left Atlanta in 2015, I put it on the back. But I still had it in me, even though I traveled. You know, I was always looking at new, like Greta said, new fabrics, new clothing, new ideas. I never wore anything, like, I'm not a store-bought person.
Yeah,
I never bought anything straight from a mannequin, or I cut up stuff, you know. So that part, even though I was traveling for 15 years, I still, you know, found fabrics, made my own abayas when I lived in Dubai, pieced stuff together. Instead of wearing it closed, I wore it open, like this abaya, you know. Just, I piece things together, but I love the quality of work. And that's what's important. So from designers to vintage pieces to collectible pieces to stuff that's indigenous of people's, you know, of that country, that was always an interest to me.
You remember the first person you worked with when you started? Your first client, maybe?
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see. That was a very long time ago. I want to say maybe it was Speech from Arrested Development. But it's different components of my styling. So I did, you know, I worked with, like, I worked with artists, then I worked in the music industry, then I worked in publications. So I think the first ever publication I did was a magazine here in Atlanta. And then maybe it was Tafresia, but it was so long. That was like years ago.
It's okay.
But I know Speech, I think Speech was the major artist that I started, you know, with, and then it rolled on from LaFace to, you know, So Def and all that while I was here.
And I asked that only because it segues to my next question I'm going to ask Greta. So Greta, when you started, I just want to make a comparison with fashion as it was then, what it is now. Big difference, or do we feel that it kind of comes back around? What's our perspective on fashion? Has it really changed significantly or not really?
It has changed significantly. For me personally, not really, because I stayed steadfast in quality, craftsmanship, and sustainability. Whereas the other way around, that has changed. Quality has taken a hike. Everything is of more inferior fabrics. The fit has taken a hike. because it's now everything is tight and short. And they're not thinking about the voluptuousness of our hips and so on and so forth. So therefore, we're trying to fit into what they say the brand might be. And sustainable, you're chasing a rainbow every time you see someone's window. Oh, I want that. Whereas in my world, it lasts forever. And like Camille said, you can piece it together with so many other beautiful things that still create you, the individual that lives inside. As to the trend that says that window is you, that window isn't always you.
Right.
You figure you out within that window of trend, sustainability, and making your own impact that really addresses the woman that lives inside of you.
Awesome. That's excellent. Thank you, Greta. For you, Camille, I heard you mention vintage. Vintage it's almost timeless to me. And I think more and more people are getting more on board with the whole vintage collection. It's like classic pieces, right? So in your travels, with you traveling, you're able to bring all of these beautiful vintage pieces or pieces that are beautiful that speak to you. It's not necessarily like you shop for other people. You're like, I like this. I would wear this.
But I do shop for other people too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think some of the things that you have are like, I really like this. And then you have this boutique and you shop and you do so many different things. Tell us a little bit, why do you love vintage so much? Why do you like that? Why is that a space for you?
Greta mainly summed it up, is that's quality craftsmanship back then, you know. And now today, a lot of the fabrics that we have or the construction of how it's made, it's not quality, you know. And vintage to me, depending on what it is, that time period is classic. I have pieces that I've had for probably 20, 30 years, more than that. You know, I have pieces of my grandmother's, pieces of my aunts, pieces of my mother's, right? And then they still last. And especially if I'm a type of person, I don't like to see other people in things that I have. So I want, you know, vintage, you have one piece, and more than likely someone else, if they have that, it's very rare, and no one else has, you know, and that's what I love about
the uniqueness,
the uniqueness of the clothing.
That's a good point, because you do go to the store and you know it's at least 12 of that same, and everybody has it. They're picking, and you want to be authentic. I think women are wanting to get in a space where their style is their own, even though it might be similar to other people, but it's like, when I put on clothing, I want to own it. I want to feel it. It's me. It's my energy. So I think that vintage and classic pieces tend to give us that vibration, which is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
I want to talk about the quality of fabric and clothing, because a lot of us are challenged, right? Most African American women, God bless us all, we're curvy or we're voluptuous in different ways. We're not shaped the same way. We're not a 4. And even if we are 4, we're different. Every one of us is different. And when you go to the store, it's just the stuff doesn't appeal to us. It's not realistic for where we are, right? And sometimes we're matured women, and sometimes those styles are not age appropriate, if that's the word to say. So I wanted to find out, do we feel that the resources, the material, is there a constraint on cotton and fabrics or textiles, why people feel that they should take shortcuts on the quality of the fabric? What say you, Greta? What do you think?
That would be a better question for Greta.
Oh, well, thank you both very much for that better question. Let's talk about cotton. The industry has long gone. Cotton used to be the mainstay. Now it's polyester. They call it polyester. But that has also evolved in such a grand way. Polyester is the new fabric.
Really?
You can find such great polyester things right now, mixed with a little bit of cotton, a little bit of silk. But polyester is the base. You know, rayon is the base. So none of that original wool that we have is now all wool blend. I'm in the fabric business all the time, just touching, feeling, stretching, pulling, seeing what it is, what's going to fit. And when you look at the label and you ask, what is this? And they take a piece and they burn it and you smell it, it's polyester. But it's amazing. So if you don't know, you're going to go with whatever the flow is. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, because it comes along with the budget that you have. Budget is very important to buying.
Right.
you know, if you are going to have a budget, then you need to know fabric, the right fit, and the right flow so your budget can go the distance. Not just because the window says it's great, you don't even know what that lycra is, and everything now in the windows are lycra. You know, it's thinner. We're more voluptuous, so we're pulling it down because our hip is rising up.
I know, that's
you
right.
can't even go up the elevator stairs, the escalator stairs without holding it or pulling it down, because the fabric has no longer have that substance that's needed to hold us in. You know, so it's thinner, it's more inferior, and that's the look. That's the look of today, inferior in clothing and style. But the smaller sisters can handle that, even for them. They have smaller hips, but they still have to pull it down because it does something, because their hips are not as curved, like you say, we're curvy. And the fabric doesn't give you what you need. So cotton is definitely, and it's more expensive. All wool is more expensive. So therefore they go with the trend of what the window has, you know, and who knows what that is, what's in it, and how well it's stitched. Because it's being stitched in the offshore somewhere, and it's not a lot of lighting, and the thread is thin, and it's a lot that goes into it. Camille could talk about that.
A lot of the items that I have to really work with the designers, the people that are making the clothes, because the quality is not good. And I think a lot of it is maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say that their training is not, I think it's that they're used to just making stuff quickly and not looking behind themselves and knowing if I did it properly, or if it's, you know, you get a lot of that overseas.
Really?
Yeah. So that's kind of really how I started purchasing merchandise from different vendors or different designers, because I was helping them to make the quality of what they were selling better for me to take it to purchase it and, you know, sell it elsewhere. But that's a problem.
Yeah, you're really adamant about stitching and the way things are made and put together, because that's very important.
It is.
It's very important, because then how it fits, how it lays, then how do you accessorize that, right? And then the preserving of it. Oftentimes we want to keep our things, like as women, we want to pass things on typically, like, you know, you don't want to, we have product that we've gotten from our mom, our grandmothers, our aunts, and that type of thing. And why? Because it was made well. And so it was able to endure the different seasons, the different climates, the different wear. Now I have very little. I have a son, but if I had a daughter, I have very little that I could pass on to her, because the stuff is not made the same way. Maybe my coats, right? Leather coats tend to still be made a certain way, but the regular, like a dress or things like that, the pickings are very slim. It's very hard to find things that suit you. And then I'm in different spaces in my head. Like, I want to be professional. Sometimes I want to dress up. Sometimes I don't. I want to be casual, but I still want to look presentable. It's a whole energy thing, right? Camille, don't you agree?
And, one thing I can say is that Greta always on point.
Yes.
She's always on point.
Yes.
And there's days that I don't want to dress up.
Right.
You know, I get into the little fatigue. I put the baseball hat. I'm working out. But that's just me.
Right.
So you have to own in what is your style, what looks good on you, what compliments you. If you notice that a lot of pants and a lot of clothing that are out there now doesn't really compliment us as women, because they're not making it for us. You know, so I'm very hippie and I'm very bottom heavy, and I have a hard time finding something that's going to fit my waist and fit my butt at the same time. So either it's a drawstring, or I have to get it altered. I spend a lot of money on getting things altered. So, you know, that's what's important. You have to think of stuff on a long-term basis too, not really so much trendy, short. You want something that's quality, that's going to last for a long time. Stay in your wardrobe. You can mix and match, just like glasses. I have 70 pairs of prescription glasses, because I know how to get glasses that are inexpensive and flip them into prescription. And then, you know, but I don't spend a lot of money on prescription glasses. So, you know, it's really about quality, and you got to have a good eye, you know. And
oftentimes we don't have that, and that's why you ladies are important, because you ladies as creators are able to see the inner beauty that we don't typically see. You guys have the vision to know this goes with this goes with that. We don't always know. And you guys are risk takers, right? You ladies help us get out of our comfort zone by putting different pieces together that we typically wouldn't put together. Whether it's a textile or different fabric, different colors, you know, maybe a wrap versus a necklace or accessory, even a hat. You guys are a belt, a purse, everything. So we look to you to to be influencers as to pushing the envelope, because we could be very matchy-matchy. Right? And that could be boring, right? That could be very boring. But we don't know. We don't know how a fabric would flow, how it moves, those type of things. And that's why you ladies are very good contributors to the space. I wanted to ask you, Greta, that nice earring that you're wearing, is that something you've made? Or are you promoting an artist? What's going on in that ear today?
Both.
This ear today is Keenan Leatherworks out of Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And they're all hand-painted leather with a little hint of some other leather here.
Wow.
And this piece is twisted clay. She makes all of these beautiful pieces, and she's out of Chicago, Illinois.
Wow.
One of the most important thing right now, sometimes your accessory is the outfit.
Right,
You
exactly.
can wear just about anything, but big up on your accessories because it can take you the way. I believe in simple wardrobe but great accessories on a budget. Invest in the accessories and invest in some simple pieces, which could be talked about at another show or if there's time, because there's simplicity and elegance in so many things that we tend to want to go for the big kahuna when we really just need some simple pieces but really beef up the accessories. There's energy here, and even for me in my wardrobe, all I do now is accessories because I have so much of that other goodness that we're talking about, from fabric to vintage to hand-me-downs to something I might see at Camille and barter for and things like that. Now we just want all this otherness that's going to speak to some other part of our being that is so important right now. An accessory is that.
They are. You look great. I wanted to talk about, there was this evolution with Black designers, or just people owning their own fashion back in the 80s with the Karl Kani's and the cross colors and the FUBU. And what made them successful then versus, do we have anybody like that in the space today? Do we have anyone similar, Black creatives or people that own their own clothing business? Is there anybody like that today? Greta, what say you? Do we know anyone like that?
It's a lot of people like
It
that.
is?
Greta
It is?
probably can give you more lists than me.
Camille could start off. Let me think. Go ahead, Camille. Because
I'm not
there's
really
quite
a
few.
designer buff. So,
Okay.
you know, what I like is what I like.
Okay,
You know what I'm
understood.
saying? So I don't, you know, I have a lot of local designers that I believe in, and I love their fit, like Whitney of Onion.
Yes.
You know, I wear her dresses, Agape, but I have things that I've had for a long time that are theirs, that when I wear it, it makes a statement.
Yes.
But I probably would not know who is the hottest Black designer right now because I have so much that I don't really need to add, and that's probably more of Greta's, you know. But I do agree with accessories. Accessories is everything. Like, I'm toned down today with accessories. Usually I'll have, you know, some nice earrings, even a different pair of glasses or something like that. But, you know,
Today you're in a different space.
I'm just in a different space.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, your designers for you could be local people on the street just based on your travels, because you just have the eye. You like the artistic, the quality, the feel. You have vision for it. So I agree with you. That's you. It's not always a designer thing. It's a quality in how it speaks to you.
Right.
So I get you on that.
And another, I'm sorry,
Go ahead,
not
go
to
ahead.
cut you off.
No.
And another thing is that I might recycle my fabric or my clothing. So let's say like right now I have a very nice old vintage dress that was my aunt's or something. I'm going to get somebody to paint on the front. So you've recreated a whole new look. So it's just depends. But the designers, other than, you know, the people that I know personally is really all that I support right this stage in my life.
Greta, what say you?
Can I add to that?
Yes.
Let me add to that a little bit. Since Camille opened that road. Now, the designers, Carl Kanai, thank you very much. Willie Ware, thank you so very much for what you've contributed to us.
I still have my Willie Ware.
Right. We can call those names because we're of age, right? And the young people that shopping today, very few of them may know of Willie Ware, you know, Willie Smith. But I'd say this, in every city, there's a young Black person or mature Black person like myself, like ourselves, that's in business, but we're not known for it.
Yeah.
We're known by our customers that's coming through the festivals, our private homes and shopping with us, Queen Aniva, you have Renee, you have Dana. Chicago has some amazing designers. Now, city by city, if I were to give you the names of designers in every city, they're astounding, amazing, but they're not as a Carl Kanai or as a Willie Smith because there's no backing.
Right.
There's no funding.
Right.
So we are trailblazing underground. And the underground for me is the most fabulous people that's underground, which means we are really above all of that because we are on the road grinding and showing and meeting people like Camille, who's bringing it back to her city. That's going to show you what it is that's underground. We have some of the most valuable designers underground. Again, maybe another show, another time. But like Keenan right here, you know, all of these artists are underground, but we know them as part of our community because that's how we shop.
Right.
That's what we're doing, and we bring it because now I shared this with so many people. Just as you're looking at it, I'm sharing it out to so many other people because it's valuable.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's important. Then that's what keeps us going, you know? Yeah. And right now it's about supporting our people.
Yeah.
It's about supporting each other. You know, if I see a vendor outside and it's a Black vendor and he's making or she's making their own jewelry. There was just a festival in Atlanta. We have a lot of festivals in Atlanta. Yeah. And when I know it's something that you've created, more than likely I'm going to want to invest in you because I want people to do that for me. So I might not know all of the designers, but I have a lot of handmade goods that are by us, that people that look like us, because I'm all about supporting us.
Yep.
So
how can women evolve with their fashion sense? What would you say to someone, Camille, as a tip to kind of get us out of this conservative shell, or we just don't know? How do you engage with someone initially in the fashion space and encourage them to be more beautiful with their wardrobe? What would you say?
For both of us to answer the question?
Either one. You can go.
Well, one of the things that I, as a stylist, when I was a stylist, I like to sit with my client and find out what they like.
Okay.
And then I transform what they like with a combination of what I know that looks good on them based upon their body frame.
Okay.
And their skin tone too, which is important as well. Their style, their hair. But there's always something, a beauty in all of us. You just got to know how to fine tune it. And I support, and I looked at other people, even look up to Greta, you know, and some of my other friends on supporting each other or giving guidance. But when it comes to a client, I would sit down and really get to know what the client likes, and then I fine tune that. You know, I do a color chart. It's a lot of things that goes into it. Yeah. Color chart is very important.
Very important. I just wear everything.
That's right.
I love colors, so I'm going to wear everything.
I don't know. I've never had a color chart.
Yeah, I have. Maybe that's that schooling part of mine.
You know, yeah. We as African Americans, we could wear anything. But
that's
the
true.
Color chart does take you into a zone. Like I may not wear red, but I will wear orange red. You know, so there's a depth of color that could be a little dark on our tones.
Right.
So that's where I might say color chart, but it's not like I don't wear green. I will wear lime or Kelly as to a avocado or forest. You know, but you know, there are people who are not going to say, well, what's an avocado green? What's a forest green? What's a Kelly green? So you have different names for each color that awaken you inside and say, oh, I love that pop of orange because now it's the right tone. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. There are people who would not go for pastels. It's too soft.
Right.
But there's a moment for pastels. Trust me, there's a moment for such softness on the beach, on just a vacation. You know, all your taupes and all your browns and you know, all of that. So it's like there's like Camille said, you sit, you see what they like. In my case, I would say dare to try on something you've never felt you would try on. Dare to go in the dressing room and trust me. There's a trust factor that plays now. You sit there, you come in, and you're like this.
Yes.
Put it down, open up, and let's chat, you know, and let me pull some things, then trust me, and try on some things. And let me help you talk about your bra, because if it's not right, it's not going to work. So sure, you're shopping for an outfit, but the bra is really one of the beginning places of being comfortable.
Right, to give that lift.
Wow.
That contour. Right.
So, let's start with the underpinnings. Do not go out and feel it's expensive clothing, but then the bra, I don't want to even go there because I will sound kind of selfish and not, you know, too careful with my choice of words right now, because I get very real when it gets to that part of the body, the bra. So anywho, you must dare to be different, dare to want to stand out with grace. It does not have to be loud, but allow the person that's servicing you to bring you closer to a place that you never thought that your body would appreciate. Because she's very ready. Because she's taken you through thick and thin in so many areas of your life. So let's bring her a little brighter and a little sharper in some areas of fabric. Like Camille might go to Asia and come back with some very fitted things. And it might be long and slim, but then I might put a hand-painted denim jacket on top of that and bring it very urban and real. And it's all about that.
It is. You know, it is all about that.
Of energy of each artist flowing together, you know. So, but dare to be different, dare to allow us to serve you, and dare to trust us that we won't steer you wrong. Not today, not any day.
I want to open up the door, Greta, though, on the bra. I know you said another day, anywho, but no, we need to talk about that because we do take shortcuts in that space. We don't think about that when we're looking for that garment. I mean, that outfit. And the undergarment is very important. And sometimes we take shortcuts, right? We may not take the time to get properly measured and understand. Sometimes we live in denial, like, oh, we used to be able to fit this size. We don't fit that size anymore, and we're still squeezing. And so it takes away from the outer garment, right? Because we don't have a smoothness, a confidence, an uprising, an uplifting like we're supposed to because we're taking shortcuts. So give us a little bit of your insight on the bra, the importance of that, and so why you start with your client there before the outerwear. Come on, Greta.
You know, sometimes you walk into the room and they are already falling out of the bra. That's the first thing I will see most likely. I'm in a show, I'm in a booth. I'm glancing at 6 women at one time, and I got the eye on everyone. And I could tell to you and everyone from my left to my right and say, no, not that, pull that, let's do that, and why don't you try this bra on? Because my things are not going to work well in a bra that you're wearing. Not that it's not that, you just have to be able to buy your right size. It's okay to buy your right size, and it's okay to put it on the last hook. So I'm speaking very Caribbean right now.
Yes, you are.
And it will lift your back, so therefore it will not hurt as much. You have to lift it up, and the third hook is the hook, maybe the second, not the first. And you need to be able to buy the width of the back of the bra, not the slimness because it's lace. You buy the stretch from a Waco bra, is that such a word these days, or whatever, as to a, what do you call it, Donna Karen, or what's the bra company called, which they say it's not good for us. What's that huge bra company? What's it called, y'all? Help the sister out. Come on. It's Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret, yeah.
Right. Now, we
they don't sell good bras.
Victoria's Secret, but I heard that they don't make the best bra.
They don't.
Right? For us. You know, I see there's so many stores now that's incorporating undergarments, which I love, whether it's Ashley Stewart, Lane Bryant, but buy your right size and don't skimp on the girls. So that's the comfort that you need to produce this.
Gotcha.
To this. Because when it's not this, it's slouching. They're full and voluptuous and cater to them like you would in an
Uh-oh.
Lost the volume.
We lost Greta.
You're on mute. There we go. There we go. Got it.
A good fit bra is not cheap. Excuse me. It's $60.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
But you buy one.
Right. You don't need a whole bunch of them.
6 months or a year. You buy one.
Yeah.
You wash it. You put it there, and then you wear your softer cups to the office.
Right.
Or whatever else that you're playing. But invest in the one bra. By the time you buy 6 of the other bras, the one bra is still servicing you.
Yeah.
So you must invest in the underpinnings. And I want to say that the demi cups are not the best cups in certain areas because now everything is falling out.
Right.
And that's not for day.
Making me think
it's
about
more evening. It's more night.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't give you the comfort at the office. You know, so there's so many things that you can say, this is my office bra, this is my jogging bra, this is my night bra, this is my evening cup, you know, whatever cup suits you. But there are just so many diverse cups out there that you can experiment with. And I think it's important. It's just like buying the outfit, you know, so I believe in good bras. I don't always buy an $80 bra. No, I can't afford it all the time.
Right.
But there's one lurking around somewhere.
So
my mother said, buy a good bra, Greta.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to have it. We got to have it because we take shortcuts on that. We don't think that's important, but that's the foundation to a
undergarments,
good outfit.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, especially, you know, your under panties, your underwear is
the whole thing.
I see ladies all the time have the wrong. I'd rather you just not wear anything if you know.
I agree.
Because sometimes G-string is not for everyone, and it's not for every outfit, especially if you can see it.
And it's not every day.
No.
You understand? And exactly this. If it's going to be a thong, let the blouse be longer than the thong. Go down low and cover the hip.
Right.
Only you should feel your thong, really.
Right.
Everybody else don't have to see that
Don't
you're
have to
wearing
see
a
it,
thong
yeah.
because you don't know what the back looks like from where I'm walking.
That's
You know,
true.
you don't know what I'm seeing, and I want to say, Miss, your blouse needs to be longer.
People have to realize that's true, Greta, because we have to realize as people, we've always set the fashion.
Yeah.
We've always been the trend. They've always followed us. Why are we lacking in that area now?
I don't know.
The generation that's coming up, they don't put time and energy into clothing anymore. They want to spend all their money for a designer that doesn't care for you, that doesn't make anything for you, that's not putting anything in your community, that doesn't care if you buy or if you don't. So you need to hone into that and start supporting people that really want to make a difference, make you look good. The Renaissance age, we were clean. We was always clean. You know, we looked good. When you look back on any of the older movies and stuff, they're following us. They're following us. Like Venus Hot and Trotty, back in the day, she was a beautiful sister. She had a small waist and big hips. And then they created those Victorian dresses and stuff from her.
From her.
So, I mean, we've always been the innovators.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take ownership of that and set the precedents higher.
Yeah.
And look good all the time.
Yeah. My other guest today, unfortunately, was Tanja. And she's not feeling well, but we had a conversation yesterday about the very same thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. Mm-hmm. And she says it's unfortunate that we feel so compelled to support people that don't support us. Mm-hmm. And she said the only person that's willing to do so is Gucci. They, you know, other designers and companies have apologized, but they haven't done anything to support us. And Gucci has created labs so kids could come in and learn and understand. Wow. Yeah. And they are committed to giving back and making it more inclusive because, to your point, we've set the trend. Yeah. We've always set the trend, but we lose our way because we feel like, oh, we need to look like someone else versus owning our sense of style and just keeping at it. So absolutely, it's time to, I would want people to support our own. Mm-hmm. I really want people to take a little bit more time to find those designers, to find those Black-owned boutiques and businesses to support versus going out and getting an LV all the time or a Burberry. I like those things, but the big picture is they don't do anything for me. And yet I'm putting in I'm going to give you hundreds, possibly $1,000, and you don't do anything for me. You don't write a grant to an HBCU. You don't do anything. And then you have kids that want to wear it from head to toe. So I would like to change the narrative. I would hope that we get to a space that we just don't support people who make their own T-shirts, like really like clothing, because our sense of style is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It's timeless.
And we all wear it different.
Exactly.
We're not the same.
No, we're not.
But we are the innovators.
Yeah, we are.
We are the ones, the trendsetters.
Yeah.
All the streetwear. They used to go in the streets and watch us.
I know.
Because we were making the difference. And they still do, right? Yeah.
They still do.
I mean, I believe we set a standard for others to follow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you're saying. Yeah. And I believe that we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors for elegance and grace and style.
We do.
Because it started there.
Yeah.
It started. Even when, let's look at Harriet Tubman. Mm-hmm. She freed the slave, for me, fabulously.
Yeah.
Her skirt, her jacket was fitted. The overpiece with her bag and everything is very much today what we share, Camille. Mm-hmm. We share that culture, the crossbody bag,
right.
The turban, the button jacket that you find in a vintage shop,
right.
And then some long braid skirts, the African skirts that are now more billowing and so on. Now, there are sisters out there who think, I could not believe when they said that's too African. Mm-hmm. I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. It was too ethnic. It was too African. It was too Black. So it's like, well, where do I fall in? So I just kept being me. Yeah. That's the girl with the nice Afrocentric line. Okay, if that's how you see it, at least it's nice, it's Afrocentric, it's me. But then you have your flavor that comes to you, and it's like they can't get enough. Mm-hmm. So you wait for the can't get enough crew. Mm-hmm. Because there might only be one or two who feels that she has to, step aside and allow room for the sisters who are really ready to shop or make that statement. So I am available for those individuals who are ready to bring that forward and to be themselves and to allow us to be Black and African and Afrocentric
and fabulous
and Afro-Caribbean,
and setting the standard for others to follow. It's in our DNA. We can't help it, and we don't want to help it. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Greta, it's your time. We got to get this rolling. Make a change in Atlanta.
Yeah, it is. It is time.
I am so very ready, and it's an all-inclusive thing,
right?
But we have to have more of these programs right here,
conversations.
Right now. We have to have more of this. Yeah. This should be the inroad to when it starts, how it starts.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This has to be the conversation. Yeah. We have to be on. We will invite the guests that we know have the juice, that can show what it is that's happening.
Right.
Because we already have customers and followers. They already know what we know.
Right.
Where do we find the others that's really not looking, that's not searching? They just want to follow. They just want to be trendified. You know, they don't want to be magnified, you know, in all of this goodness, you know, that is so wonderfully transparent and so luscious. They just, you know, they're just following the trend, and they go to one party and they all look the same.
They all look the same. That's so boring.
Or the ones that are up and coming, the designers that are up and coming that maybe need some guidance, like me or Greta, or to or give some exposure and stuff. There's all of those that are out there, you know, tune in to us. You know, we're here to elevate you. We're here to support you.
There's got to be a mentorship, something that they know we're around.
Right.
There's got to be where we create something and go to SCAD or Spellman or whatever, and give some type of what is it that I'm saying? This is our information. Contact us for the new crew of students that study in fashion, and let us tell them where we are, what we do, where we came from, so that they have something to follow. Not just do this storyboard, and in the storyboard, they are looking at Calvin Klein, Anne Klein, Gucci, and whoever the young designers are to create their storyboard. They're not including us in that. You know? So storyboard is the beginning of a young designer's portfolio in college, in fashion high school, the board. You know?
One thing I'm sorry, Greta. One thing that I would like to share is I got the opportunity when I was a stylist to teach at Barter College and AIU. And that really impacted me to let me know that there's something that's needed, that's missing. And like Greta was saying, that we can take those students, because SCAG wasn't here then at that time. You know, Barter College and AIU was with the two, and I sat on the board of both of the colleges, and then everything else went into play. But it was wonderful to be a part of a team that I'm inspiring those students that want to be stylists, that want to be designers, that want to be a wardrobe stylist, a prop stylist, a hair, makeup, whatever. It was film production, but we need that encouragement. We need those students. This is the time. You need to be self-employed.
I think we're in a space that we can change the narrative, right? Because with us being home or whatever, there's a reset. There's a reset process that's happening now with this pandemic. And I think there's an opportunity that we can change the narrative and get people back to respecting quality. And textiles and textures, and just thinking outside of the box. And allowing people to be different, not catalog. Everything is so orchestrated. There's nothing organic in what people wear and see and do today. But I see that within our community. And when you ask people where you get it, my friend made this, or this local designer made this, or this local shop is selling this. It's not something that you find in mass production. Is a thing that's catching our eyes. I think my eyes. And so I want to be a part of a space that allows people, because it's about the arts, right? And I want to be a part of the space where people can have those conversations. I was going to ask you, ladies, are you interested in teaching? I think you guys should do conferences. You know, everything's virtual now, but you still should be able to have a conversation to talk about the importance of fashion and where things arrive from, and why you do what you do, and allow people to be comfortable in who they are. We know we've talked about this offline when we first met, and I had the opportunity to talk with Greta. I think, again, with women, we're just trying to we're doing the work to understand who we are. And then to top it off, we need to be able to put that nice piece of garment that accentuates our energy, our how we move, how we think, our power, our empowerment, our vulnerability, our sexiness. There's so many parts to us as women, and we're not the same person different times of the day. We change, we evolve. We're chameleons. And I think we need to have the wardrobe, the clothing, the artifacts that communicate that, where we walk in the room and we don't even have to open our mouth. Our outfit, our energy speaks on our behalf. Am I, Greta, right? Camille's agreeing. You agree too, right?
Yes, ma'am. You don't have to say anything. You just walk in and all heads will turn. Because you took the time to come into your own being and allow us in with you so we can put you out there, not cookie cutter, just individualism and sharing. You know, so I don't think most people understand, or not most people, just a certain standard of living for some young women that they're not taking the time to care.
Yeah.
You know, they care when they have to go to a party.
Right.
They're not caring altogether in life about their situation or their body temple. That's not important. They might be raising children. They might be raising two by themselves. So their budget isn't there. So they buy something from, I would say, hit the vintage shop first. If you're on a budget, buy vintage first. But that's not what's thought. What's thought is buy trend first. You know, and because it's sexier, it's more to your advantage. You stand out more. You know, so it's like, how do we change the narrative and bring substance back to the middle, bring elegance back to the middle? Because when you rely on trend, trust me, it's like a drug. You are always going to be looking for that fix.
Right.
Because they're coming at you. The windows change every week. And you want that new shoes that's going to hurt your feet. So now you have a slipper in your bag or flip-flop in your purse because now you can't walk in it and you bought 6 inches as to 3 inches. There's another conversation of the height of the heel, you know, for the hip, for the height of the hip. The size of the hip determines the size of the heel and the height. Because you're going to be home crying. Yeah. And I'm very real because I see it every day.
Wow.
I'm aware of it. You know, it's part of that whole bra shoe collection type thing. You know, so how do we give them that conversation without intimidating or without pointing a finger or just being in judgment? It's no judgment. I am you because I did it once. You know.
Yeah, I think a course or class or schooling or something can be done. I created the programs for Barter College and AIU. Nice. And I selected the book, which was a sister, Crystal Wright, at the time, Hair, Makeup, and Career Guide book that got on the platform. I don't know if the university still uses it, but at that time when I left, they were using it. So I do think that that's something that's untapped that needs to be tapped into. It's because it's all about fundings and grants and, you know. Yeah. We can make it happen.
What's next for you, ladies? What's next for you, Camille? What do you have going on? What's next? What's coming up for you? Clear his throat. Clear his throat.
Let's go to Greta first.
Greta, what's coming up for you? You have any projects, anything special coming up? What's happening for you?
Okay, now fall is very important to me. I love fall.
Yes.
And I'm in New York right now. And it's a little cool. And let me just tell you something. I did not come here ready for fall. I bought a bunch of summer things I forgot after Labor Day. But my girlfriend, she came with a bag of stuff. And this lime green sweater, which I love chartreuse, came from her. She dropped off some turtlenecks.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
And I had these jewelry that came in the mail for me from Keenan, Dallas, Texas. So there we go.
There we go.
You know, so there was just people in your energy who I could probably call and say, guys, I'm in New York. I need a sweater or something. But I'm creating my neoprene collection, which is this piece right here. And I have them in a various number of colors. And they get hand painted. And they will end up looking something like this. You know, they'll be splashed. They'll be hand painted. They'll be brushed. And it creates a vibration for the fall where you can wear all black and just throw this item on. And it brings you to my new season. Season is not full wardrobe. It's accent. It's scarves, it's gloves, it's hat, it's jewelry.
Okay.
Okay. And I have all of that.
You have all of that. Greta, talk about the ring you're wearing. Some of my viewers are asking about the ring. Tell us about that ring.
This is done by Brother Amun out of Philadelphia. He's a rap artist. And keep in mind, they're road travelers. So I'm part of this. We all rode. We are all meeting at different places, different shows. It's a road family. So if you're not sometimes visiting Essence Music Festival, New Orleans Jazz, Chicago, Atlanta, you would not find some of these amazing artists coming together to bring you the 411 on what's really happening.
Right.
So therefore, you might be buying something a little less quality. I think that's the 411, and before you know it, the hook is falling off. Okay. And then, you know, this is longevity, this is forever, you know, and but it's the sustainability of the pieces that's important when you buy black, when you buy culture, when you buy conscious. This ring, I've had it for more than 5 years. And you have the rap artists on the road, Brother Rash Tree. You have Camille, you know, Calmer, Sarge's daughter in Atlanta. Atlanta has beautiful rap artists, you know, so there's so many divine. I would love to have a room full of people available to me to talk about jewelry and let's just talk style. Come with your bare basic black and allow all the designers to come into the city in this fabulous room, and let's bring jewelry to you and show you how we can raise your spirit and identify a quality of sisterly love all up in here. I got that 411. Camille has that when she does her live and she puts on all of the jewelry, you know, all of the crossbody bags and so on. We've got that.
And that
they don't have to be all dressed in all Afrocentric if it's too black, if it's too conscious, if you're not sure. Not that you don't like it, but it might be too much. Let us show you how to minimalize that.
Awesome.
Segue into that. That's what I'm working on next.
Yes, come on.
So I'm working on releasing, showing, featuring a lot of jewelry that has been, you know, housed from my travels. And this stuff that I personally have people that have made things for me, that is time, you know, so jewelry shows that are coming up, handbag shows that are coming up.
I love the handbags.
Yes, handbags, always a beautiful handbag. But that's, you know, that's what's important for it's the time where people, the season, the seasons are changing. If you believe in the holidays, it's holiday time. Why go somewhere? You know, order online, do a live show, partner with some other designers and sell. We're here. You know, we need to keep our money tight within the communities. So that's what I'm working on, selling more merchandise, exposing. I'm working on a website. I'm working on a book. I have a lot of little things that I'm trying to moving. Moving for the new year, because this past, what was it, 2020? It was about having a clear vision of what was to come. My vision has been cloudy but clear. It's clear. So 2021 is hopefully it's a new arena, a new, you know.
This year,
I think. Go ahead.
I was going to say this year forced us to get out of our comfort zone. So things that we typically used to do or go to, we don't do that anymore. And I can personally say to this lady sitting right here, I seen her evolve in the past couple of months. Just coming out of what used to be. Now she's doing these pop-up shows on Facebook, and it's beautiful, and she's got the mannequins, and Greta helped her in one show and was great. And I was like, this is awesome. So I've seen you evolve.
It's important. I think that, you know, even though this was a challenging time for a lot of people, I think it was a blessing time as well. It was. It made us search within ourselves to realize what we're capable of doing.
Exactly.
You know, we do have a crazy president in office, and prayerfully he's not there, but if he happens to, I'm not even going to say that.
Right.
Let's just say that if things continue, we need to continue striving for us.
Yes.
We need to continue doing stuff for us, helping each other, believing each other, supporting each other, buying for us.
Yes.
You know, and giving some exposure. It's a lot. Atlanta has a lot going on, and New York is constantly, you know, LA is, we're here.
We got to talk about it. So Greta, you were going to say something. Go ahead, dear.
What was I going to say? All of the different shows that Camille has evolved into, all of the lives. Very proud of seeing her grow. I was very honored to have been part of that growth process. And thank you for allowing me in. and just giving voice to that. So it's very important that, as setting a standard, I have been very, I don't know, involved in just how some of my friends go live who don't know. I share a little here and there, giving them the confidence that they can do it. And Camille has definitely took that up and run with that. And it's working. It works. But sometimes we have to come together where 2 or 3 are gathered.
That's right.
Praise.
That's right.
And
But I always need help.
You know?
So
Yeah.
I always need help. I'm the first one to say.
Okay,
So
I
if
need
you're
help.
willing to help,
Yeah.
please give me a call.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all that Greta does and more.
Yeah.
So that's what it's
I
about.
wanted to show with Camille on my porch. The fall showing on the porch.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
bring
yeah.
everybody together on the porch. Have tea, lemon and lime tea. Whoever the vendor could come with all that goodie, and then we come with the clothing and the conversation and have it take.
There you go.
And show, but we have to come together. And most people are still living in the pandemic scare, but life is going on.
Yeah.
within.
Right.
People
Yeah.
are coming out,
Yeah.
social distancing, and making it happen. So you miss out when you don't take the chance to come and be ready, because we cannot be always somewhere for you. You have to come to us as well.
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct.
So
Have
I'm
a fabulous
go
tea party so we can get dressed up and wear our
I
best.
am going to do just that.
Yes, do it.
Let's just
I have
do
some
it.
cute things that I haven't been wearing.
I'm crashing. I'm telling you, I'm coming. I'm crashing.
I love it. I love it.
So,
Let's
Greta,
just do it.
how can the people find you, Greta? Where can people find you if they want your beautiful services and your professional expertise? How can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook under Greta Wallace, or Instagram under Simply Greta Designs.
Okay, fair.
I'm working on a website as we speak, and it's just easy to find me. DM me under Greta Wallace, Simply Greta, and you'll get a chance to see a hint of what's going on there, and then we can chat.
Okay, awesome. Camille, how can the people find you?
Same. I'm working on a website as well. And it's more than a notion, because there's so much merchandise that I do have. But you can find me on Only One Camille, and it's ONE, only ONE Camille, CAMILLE, on Facebook and Instagram. And as well, you can DM me. And sometime I have my phone number present on there, but there's always ways to reach through Instagram and Facebook, and that's the best way. And if you can't reach Greta, I know how to reach Greta.
There you go.
And if you can't reach Greta, can't get in contact, she knows how. We have a circle of people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around.
That's right.
Yeah, and things that you may need, we might know someone that can do that. So, it's
Yes,
all about a
exactly.
network of people.
Yes.
So don't
We're
be
the
shy.
sisters with the 411.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
411 everywhere. New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta.
You got it.
So don't be shy. Speak up.
Yeah.
Ladies, I want to thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
This was good. I'm smiling very, very brightly. I'm wearing my car. Where did I get this from, Camille? Tell the people where did I get this?
The top.
Did I get this from Only One
Oh, my
Camille
goodness.
Boutique?
Yes.
Did I read? And Greta, for you, I pulled out my best accessory to how can I go? This way to show and etc.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Nice.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
what it's about.
That's what it's about. I had a
That's what
great
it's
time
about.
talking to you, ladies, but please don't
Terrific.
leave. Let me just give thanks to some people today. I want to thank all of our listeners. Get Live Radio, thank you so much for promoting and playing our show. We're touching the UK. We're touching listeners in Germany and in Paraguay. Thank you so much, Get Live Radio, for doing that. Shouts out to WDJY 99.1 FM for the Metro Atlanta area. That covers Dallas, Hiram, Powder Springs, and Douglasville. Thank you so much. We got a bunch of listeners over there. The On Channel, that's a subscription television network. Thank you for the almost 20,000 views and checking out our show on that platform.
Wow.
And to Beat Break Radio, thank you so much, guys, for all that you're doing and promoting and showing our show on those platforms. We're going to continue to give you good content so you can continue to show our shows and air our shows on those platforms. Today's sponsor, I just, every now and then I get a sponsor and I'm thankful. Today's sponsor is no different. Today's sponsor is the T-shirt lady.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. She was a guest on our show. She's doing some great things. Listen, you guys need masks. You need T-shirts. She's a Black-owned and operated business doing some phenomenal things. Listen, get out here and support her. She is online only at this point. She's closed her brick-and-mortar store down after years of being in business, but don't let that stop you. She can be reached online at thetshirtlady.com. She's on Instagram as well as the T-shirt lady, so get at her. I mean, she does some quality pieces, excellent work with your T-shirts, your branding, your jackets, your hoodies, your hats, you name it. She's doing everything. She's been in business for almost 15 years.
Yeah, I met her in the beginning of her business.
Yeah, she's doing, and now she's generational wealth. She's passed it on to her son, so it's now called the T-shirt lady and son.
Oh, wow.
So her son has watched her grow up. He's grown up in the business. He's been her right hand. He's been so good. He's my representative. He's my sales associate. I go to him when I have some things, and he's doing great work. So support that business. Thank you so much, T-shirt lady, for all that you do and the quality work that you've been giving to your customers over the years. Just wanted to shout you out and promote you today on today's show. But that's my time, ladies. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom. I'm going to be more fashionably astute. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. The energy. Yes, I'm doing it. You guys know me, The Real Chicks Rock. I am everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Check out our website, realchicksrock.com. Go out there. We're pushing and promoting masks and T-shirts as well. Get yours. We like it. Support us. Continue to support us. We like you so much. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We're on YouTube.
Get you a T-shirt. I have me
she
too.
Got you, and she was so cute in the T-shirt. She's so cute in the T-shirt. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Don't miss the show. We got good things to say and talk about as we've been doing so for the previous years, and we're going to continue to do so. But thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
That's our time. Until next time, be well. Take care and continue to rock on. Bye.
Real Chicks Rock.
Yay.
So great. Thank you.